first overall pick of the draft, the Tennessee Titans took Cam Ward. I don't know if Cam Ward will be good. I don't know if Cam Ward will be bad. I do know that the Titans are a terrible situation to be if you are a young player. And I think it is very telling that the Titans, when they introduced Cam Ward as their first overall pick, had a Titans blue jersey for Cam Ward where it appeared the number 1 was backwards, either because the Titans have designed all the ones that they have to have the arrow at the top of the one pointing the wrong way, or, and that'd be very hillbilly, very inbred of them, or they accidentally screwed this one up, this jersey that they had ready for Cam Ward. It seems he will wear number 1 because Warren Moon is considering getting rid of the number 1 as far as retired Titans numbers.
Yeah, giving Cam Ward his blessing to wear.
Right. That's the better way to phrase it, Sean. Thank you. So we'll see if he ends up wearing number 1. I don't think Cam Ward's going to do well for the Titans. I just don't respect the Titans as an organization. Paul, you're such a homer. They let Mike Vrabel leave. They fired him, in fact. It just makes no sense to me. Vrabel did a very good job with that team considering the hand that he was dealt from a talent perspective. I don't know how anyone can look at Amy Adams-Strunk, who does, for what it's worth, do a very good job of treating ex-Houston Oilers players, and say, yes, this organization is going to be a contender, a threat to the Houston Texans. I saw they signed Tyler Lockett, by the way, this past week, which is actually a nice move. But, man, that Titans team, I know that they beat the Texans at NRG Stadium last year, but I just think that they are a discombobulated mess with their head in the wrong places. They seem to be more focused on their actual brand and trying to be relevant in the league as opposed to trying to build a culture where consistency can even take root.
Yeah. Yeah. It seems like they're just kind of always chasing their tail a little bit, where, I mean, like you said, they kind of played whack-a-mole with choosing Vrabel over the GM. So they fire the GM. Then the next year they choose the new GM over
Right.
Mike Vrabel. And so it just, it doesn't seem like it's built for long-term success, even if Cam Ward comes in and is good. Because
Right.
how many guys have we seen that just like can't get over the incompetence of the organization?
Right. Yeah. That's good for the Texans, by the way. It's very good. I like that they drafted a quarterback. Again, who knows if Cam Ward will be good. Maybe Ward can rise the level of talent around him and make the Titans into a good organization again. But historically, the Titans will tell you that no, that's just not going to happen. It's going to be too tough for Ward, in my humble opinion. Generally, a quarterback taken in the first round is probably not the guy. That's the rule of the Paul Gallant Show. We wish these guys the best, good luck. But he's probably not the guy, much like Jackson Dart is probably not the guy. I am interested in the Jacksonville Jaguars. You have my attention. That was a ballsy move to trade up to the top of the first round for pick number 2 with the Cleveland Browns. Browns are clearly in screw it. Let's just wait until the Deshaun Watson contract is off the books. But the Jaguars traded the 5th overall pick, a 2nd round pick, and a 2026 first round pick, plus a 4th round pick to move up 3 spots. They also got a 4th round pick and a 6th round pick, but that's to move up 3 spots. It's a lot to go and get Travis Hunter, who I'm sure that this was the spin that the Jaguars gave to Adam Schefter, who, when he tweeted about the pick, said 2 positions for pick number 2. By the way, it seems Liam Cohen views Travis Hunter more as a receiver, offensive-minded coach, than as a defensive back. And I guess from the sound of things, when he was at Colorado, Travis Hunter wasn't going to wide receiver meetings. He was only going to the defensive back meetings. So we'll see how this one works out.
Yeah. To me, I think it's easier to do what he did at Colorado to do that in the NFL. Probably just poke your head into some of these wide receiver meetings. But I think in the NFL, he's mostly going to be corner.
I think so.
With a, a package for.
That's how I would at least
use them to, get some screens, get them downfield, that kind of thing.
Unless he's Randy effing Moss, just a complete freak of nature physically. And I don't think he's that. I think he's a really skilled dual position player. I don't think he can just show up. But we'll see. I think that's how I would operate. We'll see how the Jaguars are going to operate, though.
Yeah.
By the way, this James Gladstone guy, he is something else. He, looks so young. He's 34. He looks so much younger than 34. He seems to be trying to grow a mustache to look a little bit older, but it's not really growing in so thick. Maybe he's just operating with stubble for a stash. He is another one of these guys who is wearing suit jackets with a hoodie underneath the suit jacket. Sir, you are in Florida. You're in Jacksonville, Florida. Bizarre. Maybe the building has very high air conditioning. We deal with that from time to time. This is James Gladstone before the draft. We're going to stop and go along the way. This sounds like somebody who will run a pyramid scheme at some point in his life.
We mentioned the idea that a trademark of this leadership group, when there's an opportunity to be bold, we're not going to flinch. I think this is a reflection of that. In the same lens, you've heard us mention the idea of adding people who are intangibly rich. And Travis, in fact, as a player, is rare. But as a person, he's also rare. And beyond that, when we say that the idea of inviting people into our ecosystem who, by being nothing more than who they are, elevate the space, is the epitome of what Travis is.
Can we pause for a second? Some of the things that he said along the way there, like we're talking about our ecosystem. And the theme of the Jaguars going forward, you'll hear more of this in a moment from this Gladstone fella, is being intangibly rich. Oh my God, blow it out your ass, sir. More from James Gladstone.
We're not going to ask him to be any more than him, because by doing so, he elevates not only this football team, not only this city, but the sport itself, right? Along the way, right? You can count however many drafts you want to. There are players who have the capacity to alter a game. There are players who have the capacity to alter the trajectory of a team. There are very few players who have the capacity to alter the trajectory of the sport itself.
Oh my
Travis,
God.
while he has a lot to still earn, in our eyes, has the potential to do just that.
Elevate the sport? Dog.
I mean, that's insane.
This is where the Shohei Ohtani comparisons come from. It's from crap like this. And I think that's an unfair comparison to make, Shohei Ohtani. I think Shohei Ohtani is someone who is totally different as a pitcher and as a hitter than what Travis Hunter does. Nothing against Travis Hunter, who I do respect immensely as far as talent goes. This Gladstone guy, he's a lot. And by the way, this is an answer I found before the draft. Gladstone is just talking, again, all this gobbledygook. Again, he'll run a Ponzi scheme or a pyramid scheme at some point if this GM thing doesn't work out, because he's got that real confident look to him, and he sounds like he knows what he's talking about. Kind of like Jack Easterby does. Some people are going to follow hook, line, and sinker for this BS.
You know, a lot of this, it just requires discipline. Like, for the most part, you become so intimate in understanding who these people are in the build up to those draft day decisions that, by the end of it, you know what you're taking on, and you have to make the decision as to whether or not you can accept that person for who they are. And the people that we will accept for who they are and invite and select will be those that are intangibly rich. And people, again, I know I've been asked quite often, like, what does that actually mean? And I promise that whatever just came to your mind is what I'm thinking. Like, it exists. It's in my mind as well as yours. But I was asked right off the jump, physical and mental toughness. Like, that's a part of intangibly rich, and it's a big part of it. So those two elements will be top of mind. I mean, when you look at our draft day call sheet, the items that we're bucketing in that intangibly rich category are the largest, brightest number and color on our call sheet. And it's because that's where we start. At every point of player acquisition, that's where we start. Doesn't mean that it'll be exactly the order that we select in or pick or choose from, but it will be where we begin every decision.
I'd rather hear Caserio. At least Caserio knows ball. This guy, again, straight to the top of the food chain in a Ponzi scheme or a pyramid scheme. From the 832, someone texts in, should have finished with Duval. Yeah, that would be funny if Liam Cohen, after this guy just talks for 3 minutes at a time, Liam Cohen just says like, oh yeah, Duval. So that's the guy running the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Can I say I'm not really scared of the brain trust?
I'm not either. I'm not either, but
I can see how he got the job, though.
I can too. I mean, my God, that is elite LinkedIn lingo.
Yeah.
Jack Easterby couldn't even get that.
We only are asking this person to be themselves.
Oh my God. Anyway, so that is the Jaguars general manager. By the way, the Colts drafted a tight end, and my first thought was like, would Anthony Richardson or Daniel Jones be better at tight end than this guy?
Tyler Warren played quarterback in high school. So.
Oh, interesting. Here's the thing about Tyler Warren. He's supposedly the best tight end out there. I mean, I'm sure he's a good player, but a tight end is not fixing things for the Colts. I don't know what Chris Ballard's thinking here. Like you got, I can't believe he still has a job, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah.